The galaxy believes Earth is dead. For decades, human space has been silent. No signals travel out from it. No ships leave it. No distress calls echo from its stars. Where billions once lived, there is now only quiet. Alien historians record it with cold words. Earth, extinct. The file is closed. Subject is forgotten. Most species feel relief. Humans were loud. Humans were emotional. Humans asked too many questions. And now they are gone. Or so the galaxy believes. Far from the great trade routes, beyond the borders of safe space, a ruined star system drifts in darkness. Its planets are broken, its suns weak and dying. No one visits this place unless they are lost or hiding. Near the edge of this dead system, a small human ship floats without power, does not move fast. It does not shine bright. It barely exists. Scars cover its metal body. Deep burns, cracks sealed long ago. The ship looks more like debris than a vessel. Inside the ship is one man. He sits alone in the dim light, breathing slowly. He does not speak. He does not send signals. He does not cry out for help. He survives. His face is thin, marked by time and pain. His eyes are tired, but they still watch the stars. He is not shaved in weeks. His hands are rough, scarred from repairs done with broken tools. Behind him, strapped across his back, is a flag. It is torn, burned at the edges, stained dark with old blood and ash. The flag of Earth, the last one ever made. The man does not look at it often. He does not need to. He feels its weight every second, pulls on his shoulders, not because it is heavy, because of what it carries. Memory, loss, promise. Outside the ship, alien patrol craft move through the system. They are sleek and powerful. Their sensors scan everything. They detect the human ship. For a moment, targeting systems lock on. Then they unlock. The patrol commander looks at the data and laughs. One human, the alien says. No weapons, no fleet, no signal. Another officer shrugs, probably a scavenger, or a survivor who does not know the war is over. They mark the ship as harmless, broken, weak, irrelevant. The patrol moves on. Beside the drifting ship, the man watches their lights fade. He does not react. He has learned patience. Time passes slowly in deep space. Hours blend into days, days into weeks. The man fixes small systems when they fail. He eats little. He sleeps lightly. Sometimes he dreams. In his dreams, Earth is loud. Cities glow under blue skies. Children run. Ships lift off from spaceports filled with noise and hope. Then the dreams change. Fire replaces light. Screams replace laughter. The sky fills with enemy ships. He wakes every time before the end. He always wakes before Earth dies. Never allows himself to see that moment again. The flag on his back shifts as he moves. He reaches up and touches it, just for a second, not to remember, to remind. The ship drifts closer to a broken planet. Long ago, this world was home to a human outpost. Now it is only rock and dust. The ship's weak sensors pick up movement. Another alien scout appears. This one is smaller, faster, curious. The scout circles the human ship, running deeper scans. It sees the man, sees the damage. It sees the flag. The alien pilot frowns. That symbol, the pilot mutters. Why is that symbol still active? The scout adjusts its sensors, focusing on the cloth. Ancient human code is stitched deep into the fabric. It's older than most living species, older than many empires. The galaxy believes humans were primitive, but humans hid their strength in strange places. The scanner touches the code. For a heartbeat, nothing happens. Then the flag reacts. Light pulses across its surface, faint but clear. Symbols appear, burning softly through the torn cloth. Inside the human ship, alarms sound for the first time in years. The man's eyes snap open. Power surges through systems long thought dead. Across deep space, something stirs. Old human machines wake from sleep. Hidden beacons unlock. Silent watchers begin to listen. The alien scout panics. Its systems overload. Data floods its core. Warnings flash in alien script. Unknown signal detected. Origin, Earth. Status, active. The scout pulls away, broadcasting an emergency message. Inside the drifting ship, the man stands slowly. He feels the flag grow warm against his back. For the first time in decades, he allows himself a small breath of relief. Earth did not die quietly, and now the galaxy is about to remember why. Long before the galaxy marked Earth as extinct, Earth was still alive. It was loud. It was crowded. It was full of noise and motion. Ships rose every hour from its spaceports. Cities glowed at night like stars on the ground. Humans argued, laughed, fought, and dreamed all at once. They did not believe the warnings. At first, the attacks came far away. Outer colonies went silent. Listening stations stopped responding. Trade ships vanished between stars. Human leaders argued in council halls. Some said it was pirates. Some said it was fear. Some said Earth was too strong to fall. They were wrong. The enemy arrived without warning, not with speeches, not with demands, but with fire. The sky above Earth burned. Alien ships tore through orbit like blades. Human defenses rose fast, but they were not ready. Human weapons struck hard, but the enemy did not slow. Cities shook. Shields failed. The planet cried out in alarms. The man was there. He was not a soldier on the front line. He was not a pilot in the stars. He was a signal officer. His job was simple. Keep communication alive. When others fought, he listened. When others fired weapons, he watched data streams. When the first cities fell, he stayed at his station. Messages flooded in. Defense line broken. Evacuation failed. Requesting backup. No backup came. Human fleets fought bravely. Some enemy ships fell. But for every one destroyed, 2 more appeared. The war was not fair. Was not meant to be. Hours passed. Earth's rotation carried fire across the planet. Night became day. Day became ash. In the underground command center, leaders gathered. Faces were pale. Voices were low, and truth became clear. Earth would not survive. The man stood at his console, hands shaking, eyes red from lack of sleep. He listened as orders changed. Not hold the line, not push them back, but preserve what we can. That was when the flag was brought out. It was carried by 2 guards, folded carefully, treated with respect. The last flag of Earth. Not a symbol for display. Not cloth for pride. It was a vault. Inside it were records that no ship could carry alone. Human history, human language, human war knowledge, old strategies, old mistakes, old victories, and one more thing. A signal key built to wake what humans had hidden. The leaders looked at the man. "You," one said. He froze. "Sir, you know how to run silent?" "Yes." "You know how to survive alone?" He did not answer. The leader stepped closer and placed the folded flag in his hands. "Carry this?" The man's breath caught. "Why me?" The leader's voice was calm but tired. "Because you listen, and because you will not give up." Outside, the ground shook. Another city died. "You will not fight," the leader continued. "You will not answer calls. You will not reveal yourself." The man looked down at the flag. "And if Earth falls?" The leader met his eyes. "Then you will be Earth." The words crushed him. Before he could reply, alarms screamed louder. Enemy forces breached the upper levels. The order was given. Evacuation priority? Flag bearer. The man ran. He ran through burning halls, past wounded soldiers, past civilians crying for help. He wanted to stop. He wanted to stay. But the weight of the flag pulled him forward. A small escape ship waited in a hidden bay. It was old, scarred, almost forgotten. As the doors closed behind him, the ground shook one last time. Through the small viewport, he saw Earth burning, not exploding, burning, slow, painful, real. The ship launched. Enemy fire followed. Systems failed. Hull cracked. But the ship escaped. Behind him, Earth screamed its final signals. Then silence. For days, the man drifted. No orders, no messages, no home. He did not cry. He could not. He repaired what he could. He shut down systems. He learned to hide. Weeks passed, then months. Human space died around him. One by one, signals went dark. The galaxy celebrated quietly. The war was over. Humanity lost, or so they thought. The man never removed the flag, strapped it to his back, even when it hurt, even when it bled, because the flag was not only memory, it was promise. He survived not because he wanted to live, but because Earth demanded it. And now, decades later, drifting near a dead star, the flag had finally spoken again. The man did not know who would hear it. He did not know what would wake. But for the first time since Earth fell, the silence was broken. Somewhere in the galaxy, someone was listening. The signal did not go unnoticed. The alien scout's emergency message raced across nearby systems. Command nodes received it, data cores analyzed it, ancient symbols were compared against forbidden records. One result appeared again and again. Earth. That name had not been spoken in power halls for decades. Orders were given quickly. The lone human ship was no longer ignored. It was hunted. 3 alien vessels dropped out of jump space around the drifting ship. They were large, armored, and confident. Energy weapons powered up, locking onto the small human craft. Inside, the man felt the shift in gravity. He did not panic. It expected this moment for years. The ship shuddered as a disabling pulse hit it. Systems died instantly. Lights went dark. Silence returned, heavier than before. Boarding craft latched on. Metal screamed as doors were cut open. Alien soldiers entered, weapons raised. They expected resistance. They found none. The man stood slowly, hands visible, the torn flag still strapped to his back. The soldiers paused. One pointed at the cloth. "What is that?" The man did not answer. They bound his hands and pulled him forward. As they dragged him out of the ship, one soldier laughed. "So this is all that's left of Earth?" Another laughed with him. The man said nothing. He was taken to a nearby space station, a massive structure of steel and light. It was a place of trade, law, and control. Many species passed through its halls. News spread fast. A human survivor. Carrying the last flag of Earth, crowds gathered. Aliens stared as he was marched through open corridors. Some showed curiosity. Some showed fear. Most showed amusement. Humans were stories now. Old history. Warnings told to children. And this one looked nothing like a legend. He was thin, tired, silent, broken. They put him in a holding chamber made of clear energy walls. Everyone could see him. The flag remained on his back. That detail was not a mistake. It was intentional. Station officials wanted the galaxy to see it. A message was sent out to witness the end of Earth. Hours later, a public hearing began. High-ranking alien officials filled the chamber. Holograms of distant leaders appeared. Cameras floated in the air, broadcasting everything. The man was brought to the center platform. Chains held his wrists. Gravity fields kept him weak. The lead official spoke. "You are the last of your kind," the alien said calmly. "Earth is gone. Your war is over." The man did not reply. "You carry a symbol of a dead world," the official continued. "Why?" Still silence. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Some aliens felt uneasy. Something about the flag bothered them. Its fabric was old, older than most modern empires. The design was simple, honest, not threatening, but not empty. The historian stepped forward. "Our records say Earth fell because humans were divided," the historian said. "Too emotional, too stubborn." Laughter echoed through the chamber. The man lifted his head slightly. For the first time, his eyes met the crowd. They were not angry. They were steady. The lead official raised a hand. "This is not a trial," the official said. "It is a lesson." Guards moved closer. The official pointed at the flag. "That cloth represents failure," the alien said. "We will erase it, just as we erased Earth." A device was brought forward, a burner designed to destroy artifacts at the molecular level. The crowd leaned in. This was history. As the device powered up, something strange happened. Several species in the audience shifted uncomfortably. An old avian alien whispered to another, "I have seen that symbol before." The other shook its head. "Impossible." "It was long ago," the avian said softly. "Before my people joined the wars." The burner moved closer to the flag. The man finally spoke. His voice was weak but clear. "You do not know what you are touching." The chamber went quiet. The lead official smiled. "We know exactly what it is," the alien replied. "A memory." And memories fade. The burner touched the edge of the cloth. Nothing happened. The official frowned. The device increased power. Still nothing. Then the flag reacted. Lines of light appeared across its surface. Symbols glowed beneath the burns and tears. The air hummed. Alarms sounded throughout the station. Data screens flashed warnings. Unknown transmission. Source: human artifact. The crowd panicked. Guards stepped back. The man closed his eyes. He felt the warmth spread across his back. Across the galaxy, systems long buried in forgotten space woke up. Listening posts that had waited in silence opened their sensors. Machines older than some stars powered on. The lead official shouted orders, but it was too late. The signal was already gone. Broadcast, shared, remembered. The man fell to his knees as the gravity field weakened. The chamber filled with chaos, and somewhere far away, something answered. The station shook. Not from weapons, not from attack, from awakening. Lights flickered across the massive structure. Screens filled with error messages. Long quiet systems began to hum with power they had not used in decades. The alien officials shouted orders, but the station did not listen. Signal from the flag had already escaped. It traveled through space, not like a scream, but like a memory being remembered. The man knelt at the center of the chamber, breathing hard. His body was weak, but his face was calm. He had waited his entire life for this moment. Guards tried to approach him again. Energy fields failed. Chains lost power and fell to the floor with heavy sound. The crowd panicked. Some aliens fled. Others froze in fear. A senior technician shouted, "That artifact is rewriting our systems." "No," an older historian replied, voice shaking. "It's activating something older than us." The flag glowed brighter. Symbols moved across its surface, not burned, not damaged. They were alive with light, weaving patterns no one could fully read. But some could feel their meaning. Truth, warning, defiance. Across the station, locked data vaults opened by themselves. Records marked forbidden came online. Old treaties appeared on screens. Ancient war reports. Names long erased from history. Humanity. Not as victims, as architects. The lead official backed away slowly. "What did your species build?" the alien demanded. The man looked up. "Be prepared," he said simply. Beyond the station, deep in empty space, something massive moved. Long before Earth fell, humans had accepted a hard truth. They were not the strongest. They were not the fastest. They were not immortal, so they planned differently. They hid. Human engineers built machines and stations far from Earth, deep in dead systems, inside dark nebulae and beneath silent stars. They did not build them to conquer. They built them to wait. Now, the waiting was over. The first human relic activated near a red dwarf star. A massive structure unfolded from what looked like a broken asteroid. Old engines ignited. Weapons powered on. It was not sleek. It was not beautiful. It was stubborn. A relic fleet. It's not large but heavy with history. Then another signal answered. And another. Across the galaxy, points of light appeared on long-forgotten maps. Station received emergency transmissions from nearby systems. Unknown ships detected. They're not responding. They're using human signal codes. Panic spread faster than the signal. The man stood slowly. No one stopped him. The crowd watched in silence as he faced the officials. "You erased Earth," he said. "But you did not erase us." The lead official tried to regain control. "Your world is gone," the alien shouted. "You cannot fight the galaxy." The man shook his head. "We are not fighting it," he said. "We are reminding it." Security forces finally managed to restore partial control. Energy fields snapped back on. The man was seized again. This time the mood was different. No laughter, no mocking, only fear. The station's command council gathered in secret chambers. Holograms showed human relic ships moving with slow, unstoppable purpose. Old alien records updated themselves. Threat classifications changed. Humanity, active. Some species demanded immediate war. Others hesitated. An ancient species spoke softly. "We warned you," it said. "Humans never fight first. They always finish." Back in confinement, the man sat alone again. The flag rested against the wall, still glowing faintly. A guard watched him from behind a shield. "Why carry that?" the guard asked quietly. After all this time, the man looked at the flag. "'Cause someone had to remember who we were," he replied. "And who were you?" the guard asked. The man smiled for the first time in decades. People who refused to disappear. Hours passed. Then alarms screamed again, not from system failure, from arrival. Human ships dropped out of jump space around the station. Old designs, heavy armor. Familiar shapes once seen only in history archives. They did not fire. They waited. A broadcast opened on every channel. Static cleared. A human voice spoke, calm, firm, alive. "This is a human relay to all listening species." The station fell silent. "We are not here to conquer," the voice said. "We are here because you woke us." The man closed his eyes. Tears formed, slow and quiet. He was not alone anymore. The galaxy had laughed at the last flag of Earth. Now it trembled before what it had awakened, and the war had not yet begun. The galaxy reacted the only way it knew how. With fear, emergency councils formed across hundreds of systems. Old enemies sat beside each other. Old rivals agreed on one thing: humanity must not rise again. Fleet after fleet was ordered to move. Warships powered up weapons that had not fired in generations. Borders closed, trade routes locked down. The message was clear: end the humans. Now. Around the station, alien fleets gathered in tight formations. Their ships were modern, fast, and filled with confidence built on centuries of victory. The human relic ships waited in silence. They did not advance. They did not threaten. That silence made the aliens uneasy. Inside the station, the man was brought before a small council room, not for punishment this time, for answers. The lead official spoke carefully now. "What do you want?" the alien asked. The man stood straight. The flag rested against his back like a second spine. "We want to be left alone," he said. The room filled with disbelief. "That is not possible," another official replied. "You activated ancient weapons. You woke fleets. You broke the balance." The man shook his head. "You broke it first," he said, "when you erased Earth." Outside, the first shot was fired. An alien destroyer launched a warning strike toward a human relic ship. The beam hit. The relic ship did not dodge. It absorbed the blast. Old armor flared, cracked, and held. The galaxy watched in shock. Human technology was outdated. Everyone knew that.
Outdated.
Mike, why'd I want why were we? I would like I will why what I why wait why that's the human ship responded, not with energy weapons, but with mass. A single kinetic round launched silently. No light, no warning. Struck the destroyer dead center. The alien ship broke apart instantly. No explosion, no drama, just destruction. Panic spread through the fleets. Orders changed. Full attack. Dozens of alien ships fired at once. The human relic fleet moved, slowly, together. They advanced like a wall. Human ships did not chase. They did not scatter. They did not panic. They endured. Every human ship that fell took 3 alien ships with it. Every loss was calculated. Every move was deliberate. This was not rage. This was memory. Inside the station, alarms screamed as stray fire damaged outer sections. Civilians fled. Leaders shouted. The man watched through a viewport. He felt no joy, only sadness. They forced you into this, a guard said quietly beside him. No, the man replied. They chose this. As the battle grew, something unexpected happened. A small alien fleet broke formation. They did not fire on the humans. They turned their weapons on their own allies. Confusion erupted. Another fleet followed. Then another. Old species remembered ancient wars, old debts, old promises made to humans long ago. The galaxy had never truly united. It had only been afraid. Now that fear turned inward. A message cut through the chaos. This is the Free Systems Coalition, a voice said. We recognize humanity as a living civilization. The message spread, more followed. We stand down. We will not fire. We remember Earth. The dominant empires realized their mistake too late. The war they started was splitting the galaxy apart. Human ships pushed closer to the station. Defense grids failed. Station surrendered. Inside, the man was escorted to a high balcony overlooking the battle. The flag was removed from his back and repaired quickly by human machines. Tears burned in his eyes as the cloth was cleaned, its tears sealed, its colors restored. It was not new, it was healed. The man stepped forward into open broadcast. The entire galaxy watched. He did not shout, he did not threaten. I am not your enemy, he said calmly, but I will not kneel. Silence followed. You erased my home, he continued. You thought that meant we were finished? The flag unfurled behind him, floating in artificial gravity. But Earth was never just a planet, he said. It was an idea. The battle slowed. Ships powered down weapons. Listening replaced firing. We fight when we must, the man said. We endure when we must, and we remember. Always. He paused. If you attack us again, we will not stop. That was not a threat. It was a fact. Across the galaxy, fleets stood down. The war did not end that day, but it changed. The galaxy had tried to silence Earth. Instead, it reminded humanity who it was. And now, only one part of the story remained.
A legacy?
The war slowed, but the galaxy did not return to normal. Could not. Too much had been revealed. Human ships remained in orbit around key systems, not as conquerors, but as witnesses. They did not take worlds. They did not demand tribute. They simply stayed. And that presence changed everything. Across the stars, records were rewritten. Ancient lies were exposed. Old battles were re-examined. Species that once feared humans began to understand them. Humans were not a race because they were weak. They were a race because they endured. On the great station where it had all begun, a new council formed. Not an empire council, not a ruling council, a listening council. Many species attended. Some came with fear, some with guilt, some with hope. The man stood quietly at the edge of the chamber. He was no longer bound, no longer guarded. The flag rested beside him, mounted on a simple stand, repaired but unchanged. The lead alien official, older now, tired, stepped forward. We were wrong, the alien said openly. About Earth, about you. The man did not respond right away. He had waited his whole life to hear those words. You believed destruction meant victory, the man said at last. Humans learned long ago that survival means something else. The official nodded slowly. We want peace, the alien said. In balance. The man looked around the chamber, at species who once laughed, at species who once watched Earth burn and did nothing. Peace is not silence, he said, and balance is not forgetting. A new agreement was proposed. Human systems would be recognized. Human relic fleets would stand down but not disarm. Human history would be restored to galactic records. The vote passed. It's not because humans demanded it, but because the galaxy was afraid of ignoring them again. After the council ended, the man walked alone through a quiet corridor. A young alien, small, nervous, approached him. Are you a leader? The alien asked. The man smiled gently. No, he said. I carried something. What? The alien asked. The man touched the flag. Memory. Outside the station, human engineers worked alongside alien crews. Old human outposts were reopened. Silent beacons were turned into trade relays. The galaxy began to change slowly, carefully, not united, but aware. Months later, a ceremony was held. Not a victory parade, a remembrance. Above a rebuilt station platform, the last flag of Earth was raised. Ships from dozens of species hovered nearby. No weapons were armed, no shields were raised. The man stood beneath the flag, older now, thinner, but still standing. A human child, born in deep space, looked up at him. "Is that Earth?" the child asked. The man knelt beside her. "It was," he said. "But Earth is gone. But Earth is gone," the child said softly. The man shook his head. "No," he replied. "Earth lives where we remember it." The flag moved gently in the artificial wind, not as a threat, not as a warning, as a promise. Years passed, human worlds slowly returned. Not crowded like before, not loud but alive. The man did not become a ruler. He refused titles. He refused power. When asked why, he gave the same answer every time. "I was never meant to lead," he said. "I was meant to carry." One day, long after the war had faded into history, the man returned to the edge of the ruined star system where his journey had begun. His old ship floated nearby, repaired but unchanged. He stood alone, looking at distant stars. The flag rested on his back one last time. Human voices filled the stars now. Not loud, not dominant, present. The galaxy had risen not because humans conquered it, but because humans refused to disappear. As the man stepped onto his ship, he paused and looked back once more. The stars were brighter now, listening, and somewhere far away. New civilizations looked at human records and learned a simple truth. Humanity did not survive because it was strong. It survived because it remembered who it was. And as long as the last flag of Earth existed, the galaxy would never forget.